Hi, Scorpio rising sign. Here is your weekly forecast starting on the 4th of May until 13th of May. So we've got Taurus activations happening, especially Taurus activations. Even though you still have got a lot of stuff going on in your sixth house, but we start slowly shifting towards the seventh house, which is, of course, the house of relationship. So, hello, Scorpio rising sign. Welcome back. Let's map out this astrological weather for this next 10 days. You are currently in a very intense and transformative cycle. You have transits hitting your seventh house, the house of relationship, and your house of domestic foundations, creating a bit of a push and pull between your relationship needs and your private life, home-based security. But the real headline, actually, I think that you are entering a season of massive public harvest. With major planetary shifts moving into your 10th house as well, the house of career, you are being called to step onto the public stage in a way that truly reflects your own authority. By the end of this video, you will have a tactical plan to manage your relationships, your home life, and your career progression. So let's get into the timing. But before we hit the details, I would like to invite you to check out my new upcoming relocation course. This is going to be mega impactful. It's going to be 16 weeks. And I'm going to be teaching you 6 major techniques to determine the best possible place for a happy life. Check it out on my website. You can see the full syllabus, AstroViktor.com. But first up is May 4th, Ceres in Taurus sextile Jupiter in your ninth house. And Sirius is in your seventh house of partnership. Obviously, that's all about I want nurturing energies from the partner, or I would like to give it to them. This is actually a beautiful aspect. This is about the growth through relationships. You're finding that your partner or even a close collaborator is the key to expanding your worldview. If you have been looking to plan a trip, a joint educational project, or just a new philosophy of how to be together, this aspect is actually giving you the green light. You are nurturing your connections by looking towards the future, building a future together. This is brilliant time, for example, to travel, for example, with your partner. This is brilliant to sit down with someone and talk about your education plans or a bigger picture, goals, but all with the partner. And maybe ensure your shared beliefs are kind of like the foundation of your connection, and maybe encourage your partner's growth. It benefits the relationship, it benefits you as well at the same time. Now, this is not necessarily an aspect which kind of like favors codependency tendencies. Just because your partner is, for example, growing or we are growing together doesn't mean you don't need your own space. And don't ignore practicalities. Big ideas are great, but make sure they are affordable. That's the Taurus element. Or don't force your partner to adapt according to your views. You have to be respecting their perspective as their own. These could be the kind of the pitfalls of this aspect pattern. Now, Mercury is in your seventh house also, squaring Pluto and Juno in your fourth house. This is a bit of a power struggle there. Something happening at home, a family member, a housing issue, deep domestic secrets, for example, but it's clashing with the partnership or even a contractual agreement. So you are being pushed to restructure how you relate to your home life. And it might feel like your partner is kind of caught in the crossfire. So don't take your domestic frustration out on your partner because that could be something that creates a wedge between the two of you. Use your Mercury ruled logic to negotiate those home logistics, but also set or keep, set firm boundaries. Keep family matters private from external partners if possible. I would say not to make any impulsive domestic decisions either. So do not sign a lease or renovate based on a certain type of tensions because the contractual agreement might fail. Don't get into this us versus them war. So avoid pitting your partner against your family, for example. If you feel like there is a bit of a tension, maybe it's not necessarily a good idea to bring them up. Aquarius is about detachment. So it's not always good to force, not during this aspect at least. And don't ignore the red flags either. If a contract feels controlling, Juno is contractual agreements such as the seventh house, stop and reassess. Now, Pallas Athene makes a conjunction to Neptune in your sixth house. And this is kind of like the workflow genius day. You might feel a bit dreamy or unfocused, but if you sit down to strategize your daily task, I think you can get a shitloads done basically. And you will have a breakthrough. You can see how to fix a broken routine or improve your physical health. Maybe using non-traditional intuitive approach. Pallas Athene represents holistic healing as well. Not many people know that, so you might want to put that down into your astrology diary or into your astrology vocabulary, basically. But this is a great day to reorganize your day. If your schedule is a bit of a mess due to Neptune, use today to create a system that flows better. And you still have got a very heavy sixth house, so I'm guessing your daily routines or potentially your schedule got messed up recently. Do let me know in the chat box below. But also, this is a reminder that the body needs a specific type of rest or exercise. So listen to your body because your body is talking to you. And very important Aries elements that automate, delegate, eliminate tasks that aren't serving your goal. So it's all about strategy. It's all about time management. Not always easy with Neptune being part of it. Don't become a work martyr. You don't have to sacrifice your health for, a job in a way. And don't get lost in the details. Neptune makes you lose focus, so keep a to-do list. And even I would say that make sure your health or work strategy is backed up by your own logic as well, because we can follow, for example, a boss or another employee, a co-worker blindly, and then we can get into trouble. Now, Demeter enters your 10th house this week until 6th of August. And this is potentially a major career shift for you. Demeter is the goddess of harvest, and she is landing in the house of public status for the next 3 months. So I think your professional life kind of becomes a garden there. You will find that the work you have been doing behind the scenes is finally bearing fruit publicly. You are being asked to step into that spotlight, to step into the role of the provider, the leader, kind of like becoming a public authority figure. So it's time to claim your status, update your resume, do some professional branding, be super visible. This is not a time to be the power behind the throne type of stuff. It's about you being the throne. And let's work on that reputation, that this Demeter can help you there quite significantly because your public image is your asset right now, and we have to be taking care of it. Don't undersell yourself, charge what you are worth. Don't hide from criticism either. When you stand in the spotlight, you get noticed and potentially you get criticized as well. So you need to learn to handle it with grace and don't let your ego lead. Remember that Demeter is about growth, not just vanity. Now, the sun is in your seventh house, sextiling Jupiter in your ninth. So I think this is a powerful day for professional or personal partnership. Maybe you are feeling confident in your relationship and it is directly supporting your ability to dream big, to expand your horizon. So this is brilliant for collaborating on big goals, joining forces with someone to plan a trip, a large project, to publish something. Maybe it's about celebration, acknowledging the efforts of the partner, for example, by work, and then let's go and celebrate, or simply celebrating your personal growth as well. And it also says that your words have power today. So we need to make sure that we communicate clearly. I think what's very important here is not to hold back. You know, if you have a big vision, share it with others because someone can pick up on them. Don't stay too small. You know, that's against Jupiter's energy. So, you know, this aspect favors expansion. You need to go for it, but don't forget the details. Often that's another big problem with Jupiter aspects because when we dream big, you know, we have to be keeping one foot on the ground. So we have to be looking at the details. And the Mercury sextiles Jupiter, Vesta enters Aries, Bacchus enters Cancer as well. So Mercury Jupiter sextile really is actually helping you to start seeing the details, but it's brilliant to finalize travel plans or contractual agreements. Vesta is the energy of dedication. So you are dedicating yourself to a routine, a health practice. And maybe it's about building a ritual around your work, but don't let it be obsessive, you know, don't let it be take over your life. And Bacchus in your ninth house, it's about finding joy in learning, teaching, traveling. So treat your search for knowledge and the truth as kind of like an act of pleasure. Just don't get lost in the theoretical matters because we have to find joy in the practical world as well. So I think you are emerging from a period of intense domestic and relationship frictions, but you're moving into a harvest period. I really love the Demeter in your 10th house and also your ninth house activations as well. So, but there is a focus shift there, a shift from what is happening at home and how can I lead in my career and having big visions. And it feels like that you become the architect of your own professional success. So just let's come up with the strategy you need. And one last thing, if you found this forecast helpful, please like the video and subscribe for more or potentially share it with others. And I would love to read your experiences as well. I'm Victor Simon, and I will see you in my next forecast. Take care. Bye bye.